I heard another weird noise, but I'm not seeing the deer. Might have been the deer. It might have been it almost sounded like a branch thudding into something. I don't really know. A real deep sound. Andrew Williams, 1837 to 1897. And looks like possibly a Civil War veteran. I can't tell what this name is here. Looks like Fanny, yeah, Fanny Williams, 1844 to 1908, and then another GAR here, and we have John Paul, 1838 to 1894, excuse me. All right, well, we'll walk around to our mausoleum here, and I'm gonna, I think, dip and check on my car here for a second, and then cut back. Okay, there it is. Well, I wonder if I can drive it around. I don't see why not. Let's do it. Another place that makes me just a tad nervous, because it is gated. It does say that they are open until sunset. It doesn't say that the gates even close, but I like voices. But oh, there's a car that just drove in, so maybe there's more visitors here. But yeah, it's always a fear running in the back of my head that I'll get locked in one of these places at night. Obviously I could get out, but I mean, it's just, I'm a ways away from my home right now. Alright, just got out. Yeah, I actually ended up parking right next to the Civil War Memorial, so we'll go ahead and check that out first, and then head over to our mausoleum, which is like 100 feet away. So, you can see here the cannon, and it says refurbished and maintained by VFW 2749 and American Legion 86 to preserve the memories of our veterans' sacrifices in all wars, dedicated November 11th, 1892. So it does appear that they are making a memorial for all veterans, but again, you do see it looks like, I guess it's not really descript. None of them actually specifically say when or where they served. See, looks like Juno Bloomfield, Indiana Infantry, and this one does have specifically, okay, so some of them do have the GAR marker, which again usually denotes Civil War service. Let's see, 1861 to 1865, the years of the American Civil War. And then SS Deanman there. Another Civil War marker. Now, not all of them are. Let's see, W.M. Rogers here. And if we go over here, though, there is one that's just marked with a veteran marker. Unfortunately, it has lost its flag. There is one laying on the ground over there. I'll go ahead and pick that one up. This one appears to be just gone. Probably blew away in some heavy winds. You can see a World War I veteran here, Thurlow Berhalter, September 4th, 1888 to June 27th, 1946. And on the other side, a little bit more information pertaining to this memorial here. You see these military headstones were replaced in the new millennium by VFW 2749, American Legion 86, and Sons of the Legion Squadron 86, completed May 24th of 2000. So this has been here for about 22 years now. This cannon itself may have been here before that. It looks like, again, they updated the stones, and like we've seen in some places before, they have embedded the veterans markers directly into the base. And here we have all right. What in the world is below here? No wonder it's so easy for these to blow out. Almost feels like I'm directly on bedrock. And this is Francis Venorum, the 44th Indiana Infantry. And then Emmanuel Kranz, 138th Illinois Infantry. I did get that right on the other one. Okay, yeah, Indiana Infantry. Okay, well, let's look around a little bit. Actually, this person is like parked like right, I don't know who they are. I don't think they're actually here to keep an eye on me. I think they're just taking a break or like reading a book or something. But they're like right in front of the mausoleum. And, like, the last thing I need is just somebody getting all worked up over me being a historical, whatever you want to call it, filmmaker. Mendenhall, right here, Grace S, 1890, to, again, another, there seems to be a lot of, it probably is something I just don't notice in other places quite as much because I'm not really looking for it, but another one where the date of passing is not there. And again, maybe, as you can see, Ernest here is 1877 to 1951. Maybe for whatever reason they passed first and were not, and she was not buried here ultimately. I don't really know. It's difficult to tell in some situations what the real story is. Our row does continue on back here. Lots of empty space in between. I don't see any signs. Okay, so you can see a very specific fence line here. It's an old barbed wire fence, but that is probably the property line to this date. It's just looks like maybe somebody's house or a business of some sort on the other side there. So, looks unlikely that we're going to find anything here. It's Francis is it? I think that's a G. Gillis, 1882 to 1928. And, okay, yeah, for sure. I think that car might be on the move. Thank God. I think brake's over. Neva Gillis Husselman, 1886 to 1954. And I believe this is our final. Oh, there is a waterway of some sort over there. It looks like a river. Archie Reed. And we see looks like the Oddfellows marker here. 1881 to 1934, excuse me. And I think that's it, honestly. And another unusual memorial up here in a family section with a circle around it again. I wouldn't necessarily say unusual is really the word for it, but it does have this large plaque on the side here. See, in memory, Lieutenant Edwin Hill Franks, 134th United States Air Force, born March 7th, 1922, and killed in action March 12th, 1945 in Mindanao, PI. Maybe is that, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think what country. It could be the Philippines, maybe. I'm not really sure how many battles happened during World War II, and maybe it could be Poland. I'm not sure what I would stand for. Let me know if you know what it is. Ooh, more loud noises. Some definite cracking branches. May not be people or animals though. It seems like there was a more recent storm around here, and I think there's some stuff just falling in the woods, because there's just debris all over. I mean, it's incredible. Just all the roads are covered in fallen branches. You see the Franks, excuse me, right here. On a few, I shouldn't say a few, but we'll take a look at a few memorials here. The Emery West End Franks, October 9th, 1918 to September 2nd, 2002. What in the world is making all that noise? I wonder if there's like a tree with nuts in it. Because something is just, it feels like, or sounds like they're falling and it's like cracking really hard on the ground. There's James Franks, 1925 to 1993. You have Raymond Ewing, Private U.S. Army, World War I, 1897 to 1981. Oh, that's a cool name. Sophronia Alma Weston Franks, 1865 to 1956. And there's another interesting Spurgeon Franks, 1858 to 1900 something. I think that's a 3 that's had some damage done to it. Let me know if you've heard of any of those names before, or if they're in use. If anybody has any relatives with those names, let me know in the comments below. And be honest. I know you all are. Baby George, son of S.C. and S.A. Franks, 1899. I just saw something move. I thought I might have spotted the deer again. It wasn't a person. I don't think. I don't know why this is interesting, but I always like running into deer in cemeteries. Okay, let's go further towards our mausoleum here. We have a Lily Sharman Park, 1860 to 1944. I really want to find out what is making all this noise. Henry Ingman Park, 1845 to 1916. They're in a very odd, I think it's been affected by this tree here. Yeah. Harriet Park, Bernice Park. It has to be squirrels or something. It was coming, I think, from right over here. And even these like smaller, now there could have been more here in years past, and some of it may have disappeared, but even like the smaller families seem to have a curved design. Oh no. No, I'm both right and wrong at the same time. Way over here, we zoom in, there are three more deer. You see them there right in the center. I'm gonna have to change my battery again. This one is... Oh, and then there's nuts actively dropping out of this tree. You can see them. There's so many. Unless it really is squirrels throwing them. I don't think so. I think they're just falling for... I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like it's their pieces. Something's already opened all these. Dude, I'm afraid to look up. But they're all pieces. It's like, there's literally, I can't find a whole one. I wonder if there's literally like a family of squirrels out there splitting them open and then throwing the pieces onto the ground, like right now. Like, at least 15 pieces of nuts have hit the ground. Okay, alright, here's one. It just fell and hit the ground. Oh, see? Look! They're pieces. This has already been opened. One of them was whole. I don't know why it's having problems focusing again. But one was whole and one was a piece. They don't fall out of the tree like that. And I just heard the chatter of squirrels up there. And there's like a bunch of deer now watching me. Where'd the other one go? There was one that got close. Was that 4 or 5? Is that 5 there? And there was one that was walking over on the other side of the tree and it's disappeared. So we have an audience today. So quite an interesting assortment of living things here. Some watching me silently and some seeming to be protesting my presence here with nuts from the top of a tree. So we've accidentally, I didn't realize I had gotten close again, but we're right at the Woodmen of the World monument here. And again, there was some argument over whether or not all of these are Woodmen of the World or whether this was just like the standard style that was offered for Woodmen of the World. Let me know in your comments below if you know. Let me see, Dr. Henry Ruth, February 1841 to July of 1889. We see Audrey here. This is completely different. Well, squirrels have been definitely using this to crack nuts on. You can see how many little pieces in here have just worked into the letters. I mean, Audrey Zimmerman, 1897 and 1976. And Ida May, 1876, 1936. And then John M., 1852 to 1931. And another circular style memorial here, and very, very overgrown. I think we're gonna maybe come back to that. I see a few things I want to check out. Looks like maybe over here is a plaque of some sort that has some writing on it, and I wanted to see if our mausoleum was clear enough here. Again, there was somebody parked out here reading or something. I didn't see anybody get out to visit, so I'm assuming that they were just reading. There would have been zero way to tell that I had come in here, so I know it wasn't somebody that saw me here and came to check up on me or anything. Definitely just another person out enjoying this location for whatever reason. Oh wow, so we're definitely going to get an interior view. All the windows on this are completely gone. Wow. Let's walk around to the front here and see what else we can find. There's a few ground level crypts up here. Definitely looks like something hit it. I can't say for sure if it was rocks or if it maybe was from storm damage. It's very possible with all these large trees around that, you know, a branch could have been the culprit here, although there's not very many close. So you see here, Clinton case 1850 to 1941, and then above that is Mary case 1855 to 1933. And it looks like there was room in the bottom here, but that it was probably never used. Actually, it looks like maybe it was meant to be that way, but there's a little bench over here, and then some interesting tile, another bench on the other side there. Yeah, sad that it's sustained some damage like this. A pretty cool little private mausoleum here. Let's keep going. Definitely, now see, I think obviously somebody's been here probably at night or has come and lit a candle in memorial. I don't really know. I would guess this is probably more wind damage, but I don't think the candle is necessarily supposed to be here, and it kind of looks like it, if you can tell the way the wax looks, it kind of looks as if it was knocked over while it was burning. Maybe whoever was in here, because you can see the main road's right there. I don't know if you caught the car driving by, and so it'd be real easy, you know, if somebody was driving by at night to see like a single lone burning flame here. And so maybe somebody came in to check it out and they had to run real quick, and yeah. Now what's interesting, I'm wondering, it looks like maybe a vent there at the top, but it could have been also a hookup for lights at one time, like a candelabra, but I think what's hanging from it is a wasp nest. There's definitely, it looks like a fire's been lit in here. Maybe that candle was inside. Huh. That's really weird. It definitely looks like burn marks and fingerprints. Maybe it was locked recently. Almost looks like, does that not look like toe prints?